what actually are the similarities of sales and love that you can actually say, oh, it's all one?
The main similarity is people, they're afraid of rejection. So even if you love someone, if you just feel like I'm going to be rejected, you'll be like, most of the people, they've married people they didn't love really. So if you notice, most of the salespeople, they've got a mistake of pitching. So also, even if you go to a lady and you're direct, you're like, I love you, or I'm interested in you, let's go out, let us date. It's funny. Most of the times you get a horse kick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Trust Mkonawanu, and today I welcome you to Ask Jerry, the podcast where we actually get to discuss certain topics and actual aspects that are in line with businesses or entrepreneurs or in sales for the betterment of the business or for the betterment of the economy. So today I'm actually joined with Jerry Nyazungu. Mr. Jerry, how are you?
How are you doing, Trust?
I'm good. How's business, sir?
Business is okay.
Nice. So moving on, sir, there's a topic that I want us to discuss today. But before we actually jump into the topic, I have a short story to share. So, like in high school, there are these guys that we knew that when it comes to actually getting girls or when it comes to dating, these guys are actually good. Yeah. And us being Trust, we're like, okay. So they had certain skills that they used to actually get girls, and girls were like, wow, this is a guy. So I actually came to think of it like, isn't it the same thing that actually happens in business when it comes to sales and actually closing sales, getting sales and stuff? And also you also wrote a book that is called Sales Goes to Mjolo, which actually has some ideas of how these two things actually relate. So if I may ask, sir, what actually are the similarities of sales and love that you can actually say, oh, it's all one? Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much. So personally, I went to Maristi Brothers Nyanga.
Okay.
And Maristi Brothers Nyanga was a boys' eye. So at a boys' eye, you don't mingle with girls.
Yes.
And usually would wait for trips for us to visit ladies at Bonda, Christy Mambo that time.
Yes.
And when everyone was so excited to go to Bonda High School, but when you're now there, you'll be even scared even to just greet a lady.
Yeah, to just say hi.
But even if you're greeted with one lady, probably you'll be likely to find probably someone who knows you from your raw areas or from home. Then you'll be so excited to the extent that when you're now at school, now when you're back at Maristi, you'll be now saying, I talked to this lady. So
only one.
Our competition was the person who has just spent time 30 minutes talking to a lady.
Yeah.
That was a win. But the major similarity which I noticed is the fear of being rejected. So that's why you notice that most of the people who are not shy, who are outgoing, or the people, even the people who are not at school, are the ones who be dating beautiful girls. Why? Because they're not scared. They can say whatever they want. And some of the times, even girls, they think that they're joking. Those are the people who actually get ladies. Because why? They removed fear.
Yes.
So same applies in sales. Calling a customer is not a walk in the park. Calling someone who don't even know you, it's not easy. But if you notice, when the fear, it starts removing that fear from you, you end up just saying it as it is. You get what I mean? So the issue is about when I wrote this book, Sales Goes to Mjolo, Sales Goes to Love Relationships.
Yes.
I tried to make sure that, I noticed on social media, most of the people, they usually talk about love, and these are the stories which trend.
Yes.
So I noticed that how can I also create a business story and fuse it with something which people like. Hence, that's why I started the book, Sales Goes to Mjolo, where I'm comparing the similarities. So the main similarities, people, they're afraid of rejection. So even if you love someone, if you just feel like I'm going to be rejected, you'll be like, most of the people, they've married people they didn't love, really.
Yes.
Or they are now probably married to someone they didn't love. But because they were scared to tell the person they really love that I love you. And to end up, even if you look at it, it's both ways, even men and women. Sometimes that person was also in love with you, but you just didn't say it. Same applies even customers. If I'm selling a product, people are never going to buy something which I didn't show them.
Yes, I actually thought of something when you're actually mentioning something like people, they end up marrying people that they didn't actually love, which actually in other terms is like getting the low-hanging fruits.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to actually aim high.
Exactly. Yes. That's why you notice that even the guys who are scared of girls, they'll end up just marrying probably their friend.
Yes.
The person they were actually sharing notes at the universities.
Correction.
Then they feel like they are now in love with this person. But now probably when you are now 5-10 years in the marriage, you can actually see that no. This was not even my type.
Yes,
and that's why you notice that most of even us as guys, because you notice men usually we take time to develop stability.
Exactly.
So sometimes you end up now. That's why you notice that when guys in their 30s, 40s, they start divorcing.
Yeah, yes.
With their wives, because they're now looking for the people in their right classes, the right classes.
Person that he thinks is the actual person. Okay, rejection is a big deal.
So that's the first similarity which I say.
Okay, so there's rejection. What else? What are other similarities that you can actually share with us?
Okay, I'm simply saying when I'm starting this story, this is a doctor who went to a boy's eye.
Yes,
because I went to a boy's eye, so it was more like there are some truths in that story. Because why? I'm actually saying it's based on a true story.
Yes, it was.
And this doctor was at boy's eye, and he went to use it for medicine class.
Yes.
So he spent years in the high school, and he spent 7 years in the medicine school. And in the medicine school, he didn't even have chance to interact with ladies.
Yeah.
So when he wanted to marry now, the first thing which he thought of is, what is the type? What are the type? What is the type of a wife I'm looking for? If a woman I'm looking for. So the ideal woman.
Yes.
So I just said, okay, fine. If someone is looking for a wife, they list the characteristics, the traits.
Exactly.
What do they want in a woman? Then also I said, even if I'm selling something, I'm selling a software, I'm selling consultants, I'm selling books, I'm supposed to first say, okay, who is my customer?
Yes.
Who is he?
The target market.
Who is my target market? Who am I looking for? That's when I say, okay, fine. So another similarity is you are supposed to first list. You're supposed to profile your customer. To actually say you're now putting it in, you're profiling your customer. My customer is supposed to be having 50 employees. He's supposed to be in manufacturing. Probably selling a manufacturing solution. So this is what you need. Or targeting people in the food industry. So you're now targeting people in a specific industry. And this is what you're supposed to also do when you also want to get into a right relationship. Whereby you don't end up with the wrong person. And usually, if you end up with the wrong customer, you end up doing more work than what was required.
What you're supposed to do, yes.
So you notice that sometimes most of the, if you get a wrong customer, they are also difficult to satisfy.
Yeah.
So same applies also if you end up in love with the wrong partner, you end up in a lot of challenges, sometimes which can even result to divorces. So that's another part whereby I'm saying before you get even into sales, before you start embarking in, you've got a product, you've got a service, first profile your clients. Who is my target market? I notice that most of the people, they spend time with wrong customers.
Yes.
They spend time with people who are never going to buy from them.
Yeah.
You're selling probably solar is 10 megawatts going upwards, but you're going to be spending time, wasting your time with people who cannot even afford 3 kilowatts.
Yeah.
So hence you're going to be having a lot of problems. Because why? This customer is never going to pay you in time. This customer is not going to also satisfy you. It's going to be satisfied with your service. So that's what I'm saying. You need to also compare and actually see who is my ideal customer. So that's another second similarity which is in the book.
Nice. You actually brought another story into my head. Those guys also, they used to actually identify the lady.
Exactly.
Yes, and because the lady was actually a beautiful lady, maybe in the whole
school.
Yes, and she was known. So those guys were like, I'm going to target this one.
And most of the people were scared.
And other guys were like,
this is not my class.
Yes. So this is the second similarity that you have shared with us. So what else? What are the other similarities that you can share with us? Because I understand that sales and love, actually, they have more similarities. What are other similarities that you can actually share with us?
Okay. So another similarity we're also saying, as we are getting into when you finish profiling a customer.
Yes.
I'm not saying how am I going to get this customer which I've profiled, my ideal customer.
How am I going to get
so
this
if
guy?
I'm looking for a lady who goes to church, someone is God-fearing, I want someone who's beautiful, probably I want someone who dresses in a certain way. Like, I'll give you an example. Probably I want someone who actually dress long dresses.
Long dresses.
Obviously, there are churches whereby these people are actually found.
Yes.
We talk of end time.
Yes.
We talk of Maja. That's where I'm going to find those kind of ladies.
Exactly.
If I want also probably ladies who are always they always have headway.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm going to find them. But if I want a slave queen,
yes, a slave queen,
I'm looking for someone who's outgoing, someone who drinks beer. I'm supposed to know where also I'm supposed to find those people.
Where she can be found. Yes.
So when I was looking for the places I'm going to be finding my ideal woman or my ideal customers. So when it's an ideal woman, someone who you really love and you really like, probably want to date a celebrity, probably want to date someone who's well known, you're supposed to say, okay, fine, which platforms am I supposed to be? Because nowadays people are now lucky. That's why you notice that some people are actually getting married from Facebook. They're getting married from Twitter, dating, from LinkedIn. Yes. There's not a lot of online dating happening. Yes, so I'm supposed to. So the doctor actually went on to open a Facebook page.
Oh wow! He didn't actually have a Facebook page.
So you remember, I was a busy guy. Most of the doctors are not on social media. So he started opening Facebook page. You're supposed to be on social media. Even went on to open even his website, starting blogging.
Wow!
Because he noticed that when you are scared sometimes of ladies, of customers, it's better for you to start attracting the customers to you. Yes. So how do you attract customers? By spreading the word that I am an expert of this subject.
Okay.
Like if I spread a gospel that I'm an expert in sales, it's going to be very easy for people to start engaging me without even me trying to go to them. So that's what he started doing. And he was blogging. He started also creating his own brand. So that is also what well known. Yes. So you notice that, also my ideal client or my ideal woman, I can get through networking. Which places am I supposed to be? He joined church. He was now going to church, participating. Wow. Everything he was doing. So I'm also saying, if you're in business, if you know that your customers are actually found in the Zimbabwe Trade Fair, you're supposed to be there. Show up so that they can see that you're there. You see? So you're now also finding the sources. Where am I going to get this person? Where am I going to get these customers? This reminds me in 2020, was it 2021 if I'm not mistaken, when we launched the book, The Chartered Vendor. So we that was 2022. So we started doing a lot of seminars. And we did seminars in Harare, in Mtare, and this other day we went to Guero. When we went to Guero, there's a place, I'm not forgetting the name, but it's in town.
Okay.
So it's B, must be Barro, but people in Guero, they know when I say B, they know already.
Okay.
So we started selling our books there. We spent hours trying to sell books because we said we're never going to carry hotel money and food. We're supposed to get food. We only carried stock and fuel. And we're also supposed to get fuel to come back to Harare from our books.
From the books selling. Wow.
So we started selling there and we only sold 2 books. But guess what? We went to a place called, it's more like a restaurant.
Okay.
It's called Milan Restaurant. Milan Restaurant. We went to Milan Restaurant and it was on a Saturday. I tell you, most of the people we started attacking people.
Yes.
Within an hour, we had sold more than 30 books.
Wow, from 2 to 30.
And we made almost, by the end of the day, we actually had 900 years.
Wow.
But because we're selling it the wrong place.
At the wrong place, yeah.
Where they went, but we went on a concentrated area where we can actually find our ideal customers there.
Identified the location.
You get it.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
So right now, if you want to marry someone from Rwanda, if you're attracted to Rwandese,
know the location.
you're supposed to go to Rwanda. Don't look for Rwandese in Zambia or in Zimbabwe. You don't find them.
You won't find them.
Yeah, so same applies when you're looking for a customer.
Yes.
Go where your customer is going to be found. That's where you're going to get your money.
So, yeah. Actually, we're going to take a break. But before we take a break, I would like actually to maybe comment on what you have said about the brand. I think it's also another similarity that a person, you have to be a brand. For like you're actually walking in the streets and you're actually meeting people, you should be a brand. Exactly. Isn't that actually another similarity as well that you can actually share with us?
It's also a similarity because if a brand is, that's why you notice that celebrities, they can actually attract ladies to them. Yes. Most of the ladies, they can throw themselves to them. Because why? They've already created a name. A brand. So even in business also, there are a lot of popular brands which are out there. It's easy for customers to be attracted to those brands or to associate with those brands. You talk of Nike. You talk of Mercedes-Benz. You talk of Toyota. Those are brands. So you're forced. Unique even if they don't do the selling, you can be attracted to the brand. So it's also another similarity. But I wanted to save it for my book, which is coming probably in 2026.
Oh, you're writing
called
a book.
Marketing Like a Vendor. So we'll be also stating things like that you're supposed to be creating a brand. So I didn't want to mix sales and marketing, but it's also in sales. Brand is also in sales. So a brand plays a pivotal role because if I'm not known, definitely people are not going to buy from me.
Okay, so now we can take a break. And remember, our sponsor is M&J. Thank you.
As we celebrate 10 years of building timeless businesses, M&J would like to take this opportunity to honor and celebrate our valued clients. Over the years, we have grown together, creating partnerships that have transformed dreams into reality.
We don't just celebrate our achievements, we celebrate the trust you've placed in us. Trust that has made us your partners in starting and establishing your companies, and partners in navigating the challenges of business.
We've been your partners in investing in Zambia, South Africa, and other countries, helping you tap into new markets and opportunities for sustainable growth and future.
Partners in ensuring compliance with local laws and regulations, and partners helping you grow sales revenue for your company.
We've also been partners in establishing strong HR policies that will not only help your organization, but will also help you to attract the best talent.
Of course, we've been partners in embracing technology, helping you to acquire and implement the best solutions that can increase your efficiency and productivity in your business.
Here is to many more years of building long-lasting brands, businesses that endure for generations to come. Here is to 10 years of building timeless businesses with M&J.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So my name once again is Trust Mkonawanu, and I'm with the Chartered Vendor, where we're actually discussing about how love is actually similar to sales. So, Mr. Jerry, should we proceed? Actually, so you've mentioned that at the first similarity is rejection, fear of rejection, and the other one being that you have to actually identify the ideal woman that you want to marry. So tell us more. What is the other similarity that you can share with us?
So I think on the first part, thank you so much, and thank you for our viewers, and thank you the viewers and the listeners. So if you notice in the first part, that's what I call prospecting. When I'm saying prospecting, is looking for customers. So when someone is going out to look for customers, these are the things, these are the rules which you're supposed to be doing. So also you can even get into the language which you're supposed to be using, or how you're going to start a conversation with someone. So if you notice, most of the salespeople, they've got a mistake of pitching.
Yeah, there's a problem.
So also, even if you go to a lady and you're direct, you're like, I love you.
I love you.
Or I'm interested in you.
Let's go out.
Let's go out. Let us date. It's funny. And most of the times you get a horse kick.
Yeah.
But if you notice, even also if you go to the customer and say, I'm selling, most of the times they're rejected.
Yeah, many times.
But what you're supposed to be doing is you're supposed to build your case. If you notice, most of the people you end up falling in love with, you started grooming it as a friendship.
Yes.
And that friendship actually develops into something bigger.
Oh, yes.
Although I'm not saying you cannot directly just state your story, but what I'm simply saying is sometimes being direct can make someone get disinterested. They're not interested in you when you do that.
Yes, because you actually came directly.
Exactly.
Okay,
so when you're also looking at, even when you're looking at business, I've noticed that most of the salespeople, they are like, I'm calling you from this company and we're selling this. I'm like, dude, I'm not interested.
I'm not interested.
But in actual sense, probably I'm interested.
But the approach.
But what makes me not interested is because of your approach.
Yes, the approach.
So approach is everything in both sales and in love.
Yes, very true. Yes.
So the way you approach, because sometimes the way you approach a lady, they can feel as if, is this guy, so this guy thinks that I'm loose. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So they think that the way they are going to approach someone in the avenues area, that's the same way they are going to approach me. Are you getting it? So they also want some protocols. And also depending with the nature of, remember we said about profiling.
Yes.
So if I'm attacking a slave queen and some other ladies,
definitely it's going to be.
Definitely it's going to be, they'll also even be more frustrated.
Yes.
If I'm going to follow protocols when they are used to people who are just going to be direct. Are you getting it?
This guy is
exactly.
Serious.
This guy is wasting my time. He's not serious.
Yes.
But there are also ladies who wants you to spend even 2 months, 3 months,
getting to know
trying
her,
to know her, trying to build your case, trying to you go there with her for a date, probably where you're just going to be quoting verses and everything. So that's what it is. So same applies with customers.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, when you're selling groundnuts, when you're selling phone pouch, and you're selling something on the street,
yes,
definitely you have to be direct. So you've profiled your clients and you have to be direct. But when you're selling something like a software,
definitely.
When you're selling something like business consultants, there are protocols which you're supposed to follow.
Yes.
Until when you're going to be presenting your product and presenting your quotation or your proposal.
Oh, nice.
So it depends now. So you're supposed to know your game, know your approach. It's very, very important. So approach can actually make you think that your product cannot be sold. Your approach can also make you think that probably what I'm selling is not wanted by the market, but it depends with how you're selling. So it just reminds me of what is happening in America, whereby President-elect Donald Trump was against Vice President Harris.
Yes.
And I was Team Trump.
Okay.
If you notice the economy of America, there was high inflation.
Yes.
The Americans were not also happy because there were a lot of illegal foreigners. And these were the two main issues. So they tried, I think the media, everyone said the main issue is economy. The second main issue is the border.
Is the border, yes.
But you'd notice that Vice President Harris was focusing on gay rights, women rights, abortion. So
yes.
People are not interested in that.
They actually wanted him to actually deal with this.
Exactly. So the approach now, if you're going to be selling, don't sell what's not needed by the market.
Yes, definitely.
People in America were interested in their safety. They were interested in the economy. So these things were supposed to be the main things they are focusing on. But alas, she approached on abortion. And they just thought that, she also thought that people dislike Donald Trump as a person. And to her, it was more like selling, to just say, I'm a better person than what. So when you can't go to your girlfriend, to a potential girlfriend and just say, see, I'm wearing a Nike, I'm driving a Benz, so I'm better than the person.
I'm
Exactly.
better.
You get what I mean?
Yes,
So it's another similarity actually to actually say, when I just go there with your possessions and what
And
you
start to
want,
brag
and
and
start
start
thinking
to-
that you're going to win.
Yeah.
If you look in the book, so Zikos to John, Dr. John went to Natasha and started bragging. I'm a doctor. I've done this. I've done this. I've done this.
Yes,
He was
I have
making,
flying
he was
colours.
making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I passed the flying colors. I passed
Yes,
the what.
yes.
And if you notice also, comparing to what was happening in the previous election in America, I listened to those guys. And when I was listening to Vice President Harris, it was always about, I was once a prosecutor. I
Yes.
come from the middle class.
Yes.
So whenever she was called for an interview, as a person who was in the middle class,
Yes.
so we cannot vote for you because you're in the middle
Why
class.
would we do that?
So you cannot come to me selling your product and say, my brother, I'm very poor. That's the money which I want to use this man to eat my lunch. I don't care about you. What I care about is, are you able to solve my problems?
Yes, to
Is your
deliver.
product is going to solve my problem?
Yes.
And if you notice, Trump never said, because I'm a billionaire.
Or I'm a business tycoon.
Or I'm a business tycoon. I've run several businesses.
Yes.
So I know how to run this country.
Yes.
It was not about him.
It wasn't. It
He
was
actually said,
about
no,
the problem.
I once ran a better economy. He was highlighting that I've got a better economy.
Yes.
In my history. I can do this and this. So that's why you notice that sales is very important. Even in politics, it sells.
Yes, it sells. And actually,
Because
he
Reno,
was
I
actually
think,
the
he's the
salesperson.
salesman of the year.
He is. I also heard that he actually had 900 campaigns.
He actually
That's a
mentioned
big
that is,
number.
you're right, 900 and something campaigns.
big number.
But here, when you're making, if you look at our presidents, even in Africa, can we actually do 900
Yeah,
rallies?
Not in Africa.
For him to win, it was 900 rallies.
Yes, and the results
And
came.
how many times did you hear him speaking on the podcast? And if you notice, his competitor
Yes.
was refusing to entertain reporters.
Yes,
He was refusing. He never appeared on any
Never,
podcast.
never
He actually
appeared, yes.
just said, people are going to vote for me because they hate Trump.
That was only
So
the
it's like when you've got a
criteria
brand,
that you are
you've got a brand, and you've got a product, and you've got a cheaper product.
Yes.
You just say, people vote for me because
using. They hate this.
they know.
They don't.
Mine is cheap.
Mine is actually cheaper. Yes.
So most of the companies, they're selling that mine is cheap. That narrative doesn't cut.
Wow.
So that's why you notice that these are the comparisons which are giving people to say, even if you've got a good product, there's a lot of work which needs to be done for you to convince a customer.
Oh wow. So another one. What is another similarity that you can actually share with us?
So when you're looking at sales, even when you're following up,
Yes.
I would like to compare it to love as well.
Yes.
If especially in our days, I'm actually probably, are we the ones who are called the millenniums?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we're coming
yes.
from the millenniums,
Millenniums.
whereby we tested all the generations.
Yes.
We tested both generations, where we used to write letters and where we're now using phones.
Yes.
So if you notice in the 90s, early 2000, the relationships that time, you were supposed to follow certain procedures.
Yes.
Sometimes you start asking out a lady in January,
After.
and you start
a
dating in
long
March.
time. Yes. Yes.
That was the time.
And the dating actually had also stages.
So follow up plays a pivotal role, even when you want to get something which is dear to you.
Yes. True.
You're supposed to be persistent. You're supposed to be following up. You're supposed to also know how to follow up. So even when you're following up on someone, don't just call and say, how far? I told you that I love you, so how far?
So far.
I told you that I love you, so how far?
I can't wait.
I can't wait. So why can't you also be surprising? Why can't you bring some flowers?
Yes.
Why can't you just saying, okay, fine, I can help you write your homework? Why can't you just say a lot of things which can build a relationship and you become likable?
Oh, okay.
Like right now, I'll tell you, I've got a client, I've got a customer, and I
Yes.
want to date this customer.
Yes.
I want their business.
Yes.
I want to close this deal.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just flipped the coin.
Yeah.
This customer never used to call me. When I send a message, most of the times they used to blue tick me.
Yes.
But guess what? This customer is a real estate company.
Wow.
I just said I'm also interested in a property. Then guess who is now calling?
It's the client.
It's the client.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello. So that's follow up 101. Make your customer start chasing you, not chasing you.
Yes. Oh, nice.
So whenever I'm selling to someone, I try to also see what I can buy from him.
Yes.
So that it becomes a win-win situation.
Yes, and it actually becomes balanced.
Exactly.
Right.
And when I'm even calling them, they might think that I'm actually interested in their products, but alas, I'll be selling to them. So this is follow-up 101.
Okay.
So even when you're also in love relationships, make that
Follow-up.
person who you love have something which they love.
Okay.
Even in high school, I still remember when we were in high school at Hartzau.
Yes.
Some people, they call it Hartzau.
Okay.
I had one of my friends had what were they called? Was they MP3? Was it where we could
an iPod?
No, yeah, the time of the iPods.
Yes.
But with the other ones,
The walkie-talkies.
exactly. So he had one.
Uh-huh.
So these were now the smaller ones. This was the time of the iPods. The what's it called?
iPods.
Exactly. So actually, he had the earphones and the iPod.
Yes.
So what I would do now, I would borrow it from him.
Yes. Yes.
And there was this other young lady I was interested in.
You had the
So
target
what I would
market.
do now is I would get them.
Yes.
Just get into the study room and keep quiet. So this young lady now will start saying, Jerry, just give me for a day. I'll give you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So who is now coming to?
It's now the lady.
Exactly. So that's
Okay.
what sales is.
Okay, nice.
So you're also saying, how can you actually get something these guys are also interested
in? So it's actually something about strategies.
Exactly. So when that's follow up. When you're now following up, remember this person is now chasing me, and I've got something also they like. So it's not a win-win situation.
And definitely,
that's what sales is. Sales is not pushing people. It's not about harassing people. I've noticed. Yes, I've wrote in my book that if you're a qualified customer, we'll follow up on you until
death do us apart.
Until one of us dies or you buy. If you die first, we attend your funeral, check if you're really dead, and start following up on your children. Yes, I know this, but it needs to be done strategically. You're not supposed to be annoying. Another trick which you need also when you're following up, don't be always concentrating on the transaction.
Yes.
Try to be interesting. And how can you be interesting? That's if you know some information about your customer, which has got nothing to do probably with the transaction.
Yeah, with the transaction, yes.
You know their family. You know that they like politics. Sometimes I can just follow up on you talking about the American elections.
Donald Trump has won the elections.
So it makes us have different conversations outside the product which I'm selling.
And it also actually helps to actually maximize the ARA which is on the contract.
Exactly.
Okay, nice.
So we're saying sales, like what you're rightly saying, contract is goes to contact. So I've got a contact today, but how can I turn that contact into a contract? I have to put in ARA. And the ARA is what? The relationship.
Oh, nice. So you actually mentioned about till death do us apart. Isn't that also a similarity that you can actually share with us about till death do us apart?
Okay.
Yes.
So on that one, I was actually saying, if you notice in sales,
yes,
or even in love relationships, when you're in love with someone, when you haven't married someone,
yes,
guys will be doing everything.
Yes.
Buying everything. They can even sacrifice. I still remember my friend would actually accompany a lady and get them into a combi at 4th. A taxi, actually. Paying $20 for taxi.
Wow.
Then he would run all the way from 4th Street
going
to Copacabana. Not to board a combi, but a bus for 50 cents. So that's the sacrifice that's the sacrifice which you'll be making because you are not yet married. But when you're now married now, probably it's not even the opposite. you don't care about, you're no longer servicing the transaction.
Okay.
So same applies with sales. If you notice, if you get a customer today, you exchange service and money. Usually that's at the end of the relationship.
Yes, most of those people, that's what they do. They actually, boom, go.
The thing is done. And that's what is affecting now. It's really affecting the way people do business. Because I'm supposed to be following up, checking on them.
Yes.
Until I don't know when.
Forever.
It's supposed to be, I'm supposed to be, if you once bought from me, I'm supposed to be checking on you every day.
Yes,
that's how I get referrals. That's how I get second sales.
Second sale.
Yes, that's why you get trust from your wife. That's why you continue servicing the transaction. Continue coming with something different. Come with a lollipop. Surprise you with flowers. You continue. Renew that relationship. 10-year anniversary. Sometimes you can even spend 15 years without noticing that it was 15 years.
Yes.
Because you're always, but it can be very long. 15 years can also sound like 50 years when you're not servicing a transaction. And you end up losing your wife probably to some other person, because these young people nowadays are no longer scared. They can also even, I think it is, I noticed something on internet whereby this guy from Equatorial, Guinea, the guy who took, I think, 400 ladies.
Yes, it's 400 ladies.
Yeah, the Superman of Africa. So that guy can also come and take your wife.
Yes.
Because why? You are not servicing the account.
I'm sure even in business, he can close deals.
Dude,
400 women.
And amongst the 400, there was senior people. Imagine. And the daughter of the president. So this guy is a closer.
He's a closer.
Exactly. He can sell.
So for this year, we can actually say he's also the hustler of the year. In terms of relationships.
Can we call you the hustler of the year?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jerry. Thank you for sharing with us the similarities about love and sales. Actually, it was actually very educative. And thank you for your time, sir. We really thank you for that one. I hope sales people actually get to understand that it's actually the same thing, and to actually help them to actually close more sales in business and build more sales in the organization. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for actually watching this podcast. We thank you for the support that you're giving us, and thank you. Until we meet next time. Bye-bye.